Be prepared for offensive language from the start and throughout, and adult and sexual themes. Tonight's show was all about bad boys, wasn't it? But there is one word I'm officially banning. It's making me feel ill. Banter! It literally sends it in. Jermaine was very keen to reassure everyone inside and outside the house that he's all about the banter. It's terrible, it really is. Everything we've seen, allegedly, according to him, has been about the banter. And nothing else, OK? Last night's evictee, Chloe, is back, ladies and gentlemen. She's back. And she's watched all of that episode here. It's a bit awkward. And we're going to be getting her reaction to Jermaine and his banter. Oh, I know, it's terrible. It's a terrible state of affairs. And Kirsty made a really insightful observation of her own about a certain type of man tonight.
They're called bad boys because they're bad!
It's that simple! Why didn't anyone tell us? Thanks for cleaning that one up, Kirst. Coming up tonight, we are 50% through the series already. It's the halfway mark. So it is time to discuss which housemates could do better and who has got room for improvement as Bots goes back to school for our half-term report. And word just in, Dame Judi Dench is here. I know. Sorry, it's actually Dame Judi James, everyone. Dame Judi James is back, though. We love her. She is psychologist of the stars, an all-round mind expert. She's been studying every move our celebrities have been making in there. She's going to be giving us her findings on which housemates are...
You're fake, you're fake.
We're talking about fake. We're talking about fake tonight. Never gets old. It is now time to introduce my Wednesday night panel. And last time we saw my first guest, he was being tossed off another reality show. He is back on our screens tonight. It's the beautifully curly E.L. Booker! Next up is the presenter of brand new reality show Celebs on the Farm on 5-Star, dear. Always the cream of the crop and the pick of my litter. That's a bit of farming lols. It's the amazing Stephen Bailey! Now, my next one might have only lasted a mere 3 weeks in the Big Brother house back in 2001, but 17 years later, was it 4? It was 4 years, she has cemented herself as an all-round Big Brother legend. It is the return of Narinda Kaur! And you decided that this model's look wasn't quite right for you. But before she walks down that catwalk to the outside world, let's enjoy her while we can. Strike a pose. It's the gorgeous Chloe Aylen! Now, we need to start. I feel like a broken record, but we've got to talk about Jermaine, and we will in just a moment. But, Chloe, let's talk about you first. You've had a good 24 hours now outside of that house. How are you feeling? Have you settled into the real world again?
Yeah, I've settled in quicker than I expected, actually.
And are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I just spent the night in the hotel with a friend. We just had the food that I couldn't have when I was in the house.
Lovely. It's what you want to do. Room service, babe. Get it all in. You watched the show tonight. I mean,
did, yeah.
You discussed it last night about when you two went into the bathroom and he called you in and what you to have a word. What did you make of watching that back tonight?
I couldn't exactly remember what he had said, but just looking back at it, it makes me think that he doesn't care about anyone's feeling but himself.
You think?
That's why I
I need to ask this, and I know we briefly spoke before the show earlier, but did you guys really think, because when I was telling you about it, I was saying, oh, it's in tonight's show, you were like, oh my God, did you hear that? Did you really think we wouldn't be able to hear these conversations?
We were literally, like, mimicking, like... But I knew that he would that they would be able to hear, and he kept trying to put my mic back, but it wouldn't work, would it?
No, well, we heard.
I think you set him up. You're like,
Did you? She also had a little dictaphone in her pocket. As well.
I'll make sure they get it.
Chloe, as your opinions, I know you've obviously spoken to your friends, your family now that you're out of the house. Has your opinions on anyone, let's forget about Jermaine for a moment, changed on any of the housemates?
It's changed on him because what he said in the diary room, it just doesn't make sense. Like, the nominations were a day before and he wasn't voting me out. So I don't understand why he's saying that now. It's just to cover his own back, really, isn't it?
Well, let's get on to tonight's show, and we are going to start with Jermaine, because first of all, in the diary room, as you've just heard, he said that Chloe wouldn't be as big of a loss as Hardeep, and she doesn't do a lot in the house. Now, Chloe, do you not find that a bit strange that he's now coming? Do you think he's trying to just save a bit of face as much as he can now?
Yeah, because a day earlier when we were all good, he wasn't saying that. But after I tried to confront him and pull him up on what he was lying about, then he all of a sudden changes his tune. It just doesn't make sense.
Chloe, I think you still fancy him, sat in the back with you.
Oh,
You still fancy him, and I don't blame you. You're young, and you know, he's cute, and I think you like the attention. Do you still fancy him?
I found him attractive, and we really got on personality-wise. But now, after hearing the truth of what's behind it,
But what if his
I don't
relationship
know.
finishes? Maybe his wife is going to go mad, and then would
No,
you like...
because it's what he's done. Like, imagine he does this on national TV. Imagine what he does off of camera.
Did you kiss him in that bathroom though? Because there was a lot of white noise in there, you know.
I think it was more than kissing.
No, we did not.
There was a little bit of like a...
Well, what was that? What was that? I don't want to know what that noise was. I don't want to know what that was. Stephen.
I love this.
Stephen, I
This
need
is
to
better
bring
than
you
the
in
house.
here. What was you making of that Jermaine chat in the diary room? He literally, he's just gone on the turn, hasn't he?
I know, I really think he threw you under the bus, babe. And his wife that we found out. Like, what happened to a good old relationship? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I really want a relationship like my parents, because they've been together forever because they're brother and sister. Like, I miss the good old days, Rylan. None of this stuff would have happened. It was sibling and sibling.
would have happened. Hey, Al, do you think he was panicking in there? Do you think he's now thinking, oh my God, what have I done?
I don't know what he was doing, but I don't know what he thinks we see or don't see, but he's just an adult fuckboy.
Oh!
He is.
Al's gone there.
And it's okay when
But
you're
he's
young and
35.
naive. It's okay when you're young and naive and, like, you're just messing about, but he has a wife, you know? I don't know in what day and age he thinks we're living in, but it's completely
He's a footballer.
disrespectful, and he's a toe rag.
But this is the thing,
not-
Lorinda, you
He's a
say
footballer.
he's a footballer, and we have this whole thing. We can't tarnish every footballer like this. We know there's a rep and a stereotypical reputation
But
around
he's
footballers.
carrying that reputation out.
Oh, completely.
Right,
I don't disagree
nicely.
with you.
Yeah.
But is there any part of you, and I've got to do this,
I'm a
like
married
devil's
woman,
advocate.
remember. Yes, I would, but go on.
Is there any part of you that feels a little bit sorry for him?
I do, because I think
now
if
it's
you're
coming
married, it
out.
doesn't mean you're dead. And he's having, when you're in that house, you get very, like, close to people, and you do have the banter.
Oh, no! Where is it? Bring the alarm! Bring the alarm!
That's not banter.
You have
That's
the
not
banter.
banter.
No, it's not banter.
It's
He's been
not.
writing the notes. He does fancy her. Who knows what his relationship's like with his wife? Maybe it's finished. We don't
Maybe
know.
it is.
Where's the wife?
It should be
Well,
now.
If it was
this is
finished,
what I'm
why
saying.
did he put the ring back on? If
Yeah.
it was finished, why would you
Not
slip that
okay.
back on?
It's not
like,
good.
Niall would
Okay.
never do that to me.
No.
I was honest and open, and we're in
No,
love.
but you
And I
can't
never
do
wear
that.
my wedding ring, so you
Yeah,
know.
but that's okay if you never
Each
wear
to their
it.
own, but I think we have seen this story play out in full. But
But I think Chloe's acting innocent, by the way, Ryan. I just think you're acting
Oh,
Did you know he was married? Because Natalie told you that he's a married guy.
Obviously not. I didn't know he was married.
But Natalie's saying on Twitter that
I
he was...
think I do have to say about this as well. So I looked back through the footage last night, and I'd never be one to anger the nun. But I think there was a conversation in the garden at some point where she was like, "Oh, but you know, he's married." But I think the way Natalie said he's married was a looser term to say he's with someone or there's something going on. I think that's what was going on
Does
there.
that make it okay?
No,
Does that...
Oh, babe, you're preaching to the converted, Love Island. Let me tell you.
I'm just saying, like,
But we do actually have someone who might be able to shed a little bit more light on the situation. We've got Jermaine's best friend and footballer Kevin James on the phone. Hi, Kevin.
I thought it was going to be the one.
Hello.
Hello, mate. So, Kevin, first of all, let's try and clarify and clear a few of this up. Is Jermaine married and with his wife?
Well, I was an usher at the wedding, so yeah, I
Right.
can confirm he was married.
Okay, and
He's-
to your knowledge, are they happy together? Are they still in this relationship that you're aware of?
Well, from what I know, the relationship's been very, very on and off since they've been married, been up and down. So, since before when he was going in there, from what I heard of him of the last week, they wasn't together.
Oh, so you've heard that they wasn't together?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one thing that he did do, he didn't announce that he was married until he slipped up in the house, clearly. Why do you think he's not mentioned his wife throughout the whole process so far?
Well, I think, don't like to say modern day relationships, but, to me, he does look a little bit confused in there. And, when you are in a relationship that is on and off and has been for a long time, I don't feel that he probably felt the need to actually mention it because he feels that it's, something that's probably at the end.
And what are you making of what's been going on with Chloe in the house, what we've all seen every night?
Oh, well, it's obvious to see that she likes him.
Is it obvious to see that he likes her, though?
Well, he's admitted it. The facts are there that he said that he likes her. You can't deny those facts. But I do feel that, I think Chloe has kind of known, and she did know that he was in a relationship. So I think that little bit of onus should really be on her to, as well as.
Do you know what?
not just
That's fair
Jermaine.
enough. That is something we did discuss last night and said, there is a bit of code there. We know that, there could be a relationship. But if someone is telling you that it's over or it's fucked, in his own words, that he said to Chloe, one thing I want to ask you, though, have you been in touch with Jermaine's wife at all?
I haven't, no.
You haven't? OK. Well, look, one thing he wanted to do was go into that house and clear, his words, not mine, his bad boy image. Do you think your mate's doing a good job of that at the moment?
Well, again, the facts are there. I think he started off in the house as quite a popular character, and I think this has been a little bit of a sidetrack, a little bit of a dip in what maybe the viewers see of him. I would just like to reiterate from the outside that the viewers should take into consideration, his relationship before actually judging.
Tuesday, and do you know what? We get that, but we, as viewers and as my audience here in our panel, we can only go on the fact that launch night, his wife sat here next to me saying I'm supporting him and stuff like that. So it's really, really hard from our point of view to obviously hear what you've got to say now. But I mean, it's an insight for us, so we do really appreciate it, Kevin. Kevin, thanks so much for getting in touch. Give it up for Kevin, everyone.
You're welcome.
Cheers, mate. So, Chloe, I want to try and move on from this as much as we can. So the final thing I'm going to ask you is, once and for all, how do you feel about him now? Where does the land lie with him? We saw in the bathroom tonight he was saying, I want to see you when we get out and stuff like that. And I know in that situation you were like, yeah, we'll meet up when we're out. Where do you stand now with him?
Gagging.
Well, in that...
Are you?
No. In that situation, I didn't know he was married, so what can I say? But at that time, now, after I've seen this episode, it's just like he's just playing a game and it's just not what I want at all. He's just completely lying and saying to different people different things, and it's not good. I'm an honest person. I'm very open about everything, and I don't want someone that's sly and that lies and that has a wife and is on national TV trying to crack on with someone else. It's just
Fair
not
point.
fair.
Well, do you know what? We're going to move on from that now because there is a whole rest of the show to talk about. It is time to catch our breath, though, but don't go anywhere, because after the break, classic bit on the psych action as Dame Judy James returns, everybody. There she is. She's going to be giving us a unique insight into which of our celebrity housemates are keeping it real, because you're fake, and you are definitely fake, listeners, let me tell you. She's also going to be giving us her verdict on the whole Jermaine saga and where he goes now. And we're going to be taken to the streets. Well, actually not the streets, just the queue outside to get your reaction as View from the Queue returns. And it's an all-new look, believe me. I'll see you straight after this break. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. And unlike Jermaine, we know how long we've been married to the main show. It's been 2013. Oh, maybe we've got a little bit more in common than I thought. Now I'm sat amongst my adoring audience, as you can see, and they love me. What a lovely little bunch. It's so beautiful. These are the people I care about. And with that in mind, here's the all-new return of View from the Queue. Don't touch me.
The View from the Queue. My favourite housemates at the moment are...
Harry Deep all the way.
I like the way Gabby talks.
Sally, because she's mysterious.
I want Ben to win.
Find him and Roxanne really entertaining.
Maybe not the looks, but more the personality.
Always rooting for Gabby.
She has a backbone when it came to Natalie, and I like that about her.
The housemate that's really getting on my nerves is Hardy.
He needs to go. He always walks off in a huff. He makes everyone laugh.
He's funny, he's genuine, he's Scottish.
He is just so boring. Just go home, Grandad. That's enough.
Kirsty, I liked her from Cheers.
Stories about Hollywood.
She's probably the most famous in there as well.
Quite like Roxy.
Sort it out, love. What are you playing at?
I think that the way Ben's been with Roxy is a little bit pathetic.
She's got a fiancé, hasn't she? And I think she's frightened that whatever she does or whatever she says is going to make him change his mind about her.
I want Ryan to win.
He's a cool guy. Brings a little bit of comedy to the house.
Who's that hottie that was in Anywhere is Essex? Dan is so fit. He's just a family man. He's just so genuine. I just love him. He's just so. I just want to give him a hug.
I see him as a true person, and he's shown a lot of emotion in the Big Brother house.
Well, Dan's a bit of all right. I think I'm in love.
We love you lot, really. Now, who is keeping it real in that house and who's...
You're fake, you're fake.
Yep, who's fake? It is now time to investigate in the return of... And gentlemen, give it up for the first time this series, the one and only Dame Judy James! Oh, Jude, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you.
Doesn't she look beautiful, our Judy James? She always do. Judy, I've got to ask you.
Yes.
Have you ever faked it? Oh, stop it. Come on, don't. Leave it out.
Only when I'm working, darling.
Only when she's working. But in all seriousness, Judy, do you think there is a lot of fakery going on in that house?
It's the Pope Catholic, yes. I mean, really, it's like the Twilight Home for bewildered love rats in there, isn't it?
Oh, God.
And we've got this personality rehab thing going on where a lot of the characters gone in there, as you know, to try and prove that they're wonderful people. And they're being endorsed by this kind of top layer of quasi-parental people that are actually saying, oh, you're wonderful, you're wonderful. They're getting a really easy ride and they're all faking it. All this fake niceness and wonderfulness going on in there.
Well, I think we should start talking about some people in particular, and there's one person we need to start with. It's the Big Brother bad boy who's been creating a bit of a stir over the last couple of days. I wonder who it is!
He said in the confession room. So you might like see it as band, but people on the outside went. Still like the storyline of you saying, I like you.
Look, it's evident. He's clearly worried about the outside world now. We're seeing that. What are you making of the, I can't believe I'm going to say it, bathroom banter? Terrible.
That man is playing everybody like a fiddle. I mean, including us. And he's doing it with 4 different body language set pieces. So he was gaslighting Chloe, and we know what that means, don't we?
Yeah.
Do we know where it comes from? The film Funny by Gaslight, which is actually really apt for Jermaine. He's playing mind games with her. He's telling her what to do. He's trying to get her to say the right thing outside. Then when he gets with the guys, he gets into this quasi-aggressive body language. Oh, it's really her fault, you know. She was the one that was doing it all. And they all start joining him. They get suckered in with that. Then if he sits down with somebody like Roxy, he becomes the compliant victim. I don't know if you remember. He kind of sat on the chair. Oh, I don't really know. And, you know, oh, it is just banter. And then he goes into the diary room and he's the silent assassin. He's actually saying, oh, you know, Chloe's got no point in there. She's not doing anything. Really, anybody that has to turn around and say, I'm not a bad person, they are.
It's a worry, isn't it?
I mean, they are.
It's a worry. I mean, why do you think... You brought it up beautifully at the top of this chat. Like, why are the housemates letting it happen? Like, why is no one calling him out face to face. You know, we've seen some Barneys in that house in the past, but why is no one going, hang on, Jermaine, what are you doing here?
Right.
It's really not right.
Because the only two people that potentially could call them out were Natalie and then Chloe, and they both got evicted. So all they've got in there are these kind of, as I say, these quasi-parental, oh, you know, you're a good dad, you're a good this, you're a good that, you're a good, you know, baby will change you. So they're getting away with all of this. I can't remember if I'm married, I can't remember if I've got a missus, I can't remember. Did I make somebody pregnant last week? Oh, yeah, I did. You know, wedding ring on, wedding ring off.
I hate it when that happens to me. I really do.
They're being allowed not just to get away with it, their goodness that, you know, they're wearing halos because it's kind of being endorsed by these figures as well. People like Sally Hardeep, they're not doing, I mean, I would have said Sally should have gone running straight in and taken Jermaine out after what he did to Chloe.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, you know, they're all too nice. They don't want to get evicted themselves.
OK, well, look,
You can tell I'm angry about this.
Judy is angry! She's really angry, is that Judy? Look at them in there, they can't believe it. They're shook. There is someone, though, that's just having, well, it just seems like a bit of a laugh the whole time in there, and that's our Corrie boy, Ryan. Let's have a look at him.
I like you.
I really like you.
Now, I always love it when people laugh. It makes me laugh. Has he just got a severe case of the giggles, or is there any fakery going on?
Oh, it's so fake. It's called a lightning laugh. So the face doesn't move, and then suddenly it just explodes in this kind of way open-mouthed laugh, and then it's mirthless as well. It's not actually in his eyes. Now, what he's doing with that, he's actually got a brother who's really kind of fun all the time, and I think maybe he's mimicking him a little bit, but he's going so overcongruent, so over the top. And interestingly, it can be used, A, to ingratiate with people. I mean, in that last scene was when you heard about Jermaine, he was trying to get them all to join in. But it gets people in a state of agitation. In animal terms, it looks like they're being attacked, and he gets quite close up as well. So it can be quite intimidating. Is it fake? Yeah, it's too come and gone.
Too there and then not. He seems quite calm at the minute. He's quite a calm housemate. We've seen him, I think it's quite safe to say, be quite plateau through the process, if you like. We're halfway through the series. Is this the point now where people start to unravel and that calmness could soon slip?
Yeah, I mean, with somebody like Ryan, I mean, we're either getting these two extremes, you know, we get this big, massive amount of moving ball of fun, or he sits there hunkered in like a little character from South Park, you know, with a little hood on, and actually scowling at people. So I think with somebody like him, we're getting these two extremes of and that's the fake one. I think he's going to get to the middle where I think we will begin to see more negativity. I'm not sure he's enjoying everybody in there, and I think we'll begin to see that from now.
OK, let's talk about someone that's got a lot of people talking, especially our audience as well, Roxanne. She certainly likes to put on a show in that house, but you've picked a particular clip at some of her behaviour. Let's have a look at this.
Doom, 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 boom, boom.
Hello, public eye. You having a good day?
Yeah.
Sleeping next to Naomi was a nightmare, wasn't it? Me? I was tossing and turning, couldn't get no kip.
Well, Jermaine gave me a tickle one night.
Now, when that clip first started playing, I think I was just looking at Dan, and so was everyone else. But why did you pick that clip with Roxanne?
It just epitomised her over-the-top responses. I mean, we saw her going in, we saw this soap star who was confident enough to sing the, you know, that American anthem, belting it out, creeping into the house, oh, shall I, shan't I, peering round the door. So we got this kind of pantomime character from the outset, and then, I mean, she found her soulmate in Ben, although I have to say, in body language terms, she's a lot more like Ryan. They both do those huge laughs, and they're completely incongruent. They come from nowhere, they go to nowhere. And again, quite aggressive in response. You know, she goes up to people and uses it. She's so full of kind of acting fakery that she even has to role-play drama scenes on top of the drama she's already doing in there. I mean,
she's got to do a soap opera on top of the real-life one.
I have to say in her favour, I think she may just think that she's being entertaining, so, you know...
But do you think this is her? Do you think that is her who we're seeing?
Really, no. I mean, it would drive you up the wall, wouldn't it? I mean, she's engaged. I mean, is he not watching that and thinking, I'm going to run away now? No, I think, again, we're seeing tiny little snapshots in between performances where we're seeing something a little bit more realistic, but all the kissing, the ring and all... I think she's turning it into her own soap opera in there.
Right, fair enough. They're the fakers, but tell me there's got to be some genuines in there.
No, not exactly.
Oh, Jude!
No, there are. I adore Kirsty. I mean, you know...
So do they, by the sounds of it.
I mean, she's gone in. She is the big star in there. She's the big Hollywood star. She could have actually gone round a revolving door and rung her agent and said, I don't even know who these people are. But she's not being grand. She's not vain. She's actually telling good stories.
Does that shock you for someone who is genuinely a Hollywood A-lister?
Completely and utterly. I mean, I just don't know how and why, but she's very calm in there. She's being motherly. She was very assertive with Natalie. She didn't rise to the bait. I'm amazed. She seems to have no vanity, which is just brilliant. I mean, and she's such good quality storytelling as well.
Everyone's going to be up this week, and it's the People's nomination. Who do you think could be at risk of going home on Friday?
Probably, I'm sure Hardeep's going to cop it again, actually, but it's Nick. Nick is like, you know, in a sleep coma in there, isn't he? I mean, I would imagine, maybe we probably wouldn't notice, but...
Well, if Nick goes on Friday, I'm going to start calling you Sally.
Sally,
Morgan. That's what I'm going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so lovely to have her back. Give it up for Dame Judy!
It's lovely place. I love it.
All right, coming up after the break, I'm going to be slipping into my specs and slipping into the latest news as Sally makes a discovery about Dan's bulge, apparently, which is quite fun. And former star of popular serial drama Hollyoaks, Paul Danan, has got a lovely little story on the side for you. I'll see you straight after this. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side, and I'd like to take this moment to welcome listeners from Radio 4, all you Nick and Hardeep fans. You are welcome, guys. But now it's time for tomorrow's headlines today, and I just still can't get my head around how we do it. It's really crazy. It's time for the BB Boss News! Yeah. Our top stories tonight. Sock horror. Dan dresses for the occasion. Jermaine makes a discovery, and Dan and Ryan take the plunge. First up at 10:34 this morning, Dan reveals the truth about his bulge. Run BT.
I might go jean shorts.
Yeah.
Like, if we're doing a task and that, do you know what I mean?
It'd be nice to look
what you
edible, wouldn't it?
Get ready or what?
Yeah,
we can train later. We can train later.
No, babe. Packing some punching out today, ain't we?
What's that?
Don't you worry about that. What? Cover yourself up, for God's sake.
There's not much in there. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
There's a pair of socks.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Breaks your heart, doesn't it, Sal?
It does, babe. Breaks your heart, mate. Breaks your heart.
And if anyone was affected by this news, please don't reach out to us. But Sally does look heartbroken, God bless her. Then at 11:48, Jermaine makes an under-the-cover discovery, and probably not for the first time. Run VT.
Hello. Who's it is?
Oh, hello. They look like Chloe's.
They do, don't they? I shouldn't really be doing that, should I?
Well, someone's put them in your bed on purpose, haven't they?
No.
Have they not?
Who's it is? Yours?
Yes, they have put
yeah.
It's Chloe's and you did it. I knew it.
Good banter.
They're Chloe's.
Oh.
I knew it.
Good banter.
I think they're Chloe's.
Yeah. Well, the undergarment in question is yet to be identified. Miss Chloe Ayling, do you have anything to say?
They're not mine, honestly, they're not mine.
Thank you so much for keeping it brief. And finally, at 12:52 this afternoon, the hottest housemates chilled in the bath. Run VT.
This is horrible.
Oh, God.
Mate, I'm shriveled up thinking about it.
Still was massive.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Yes! Yes!
My legs hurt.
thought your dick's supposed to shrink when you go in cold water.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, nothing better than an ice-cold bath. I'm now joined by Narinda of 2001 fame. What's your preference of bath water temperature?
I like it hot.
Can you keep it clean? It's a family
You
show.
know I can't.
You filthy mare. And that was today's Celebrity Botch News. Thank you. Run the sting. Right, now it's time for Story on the Side with Hollyoaks sensation Paul Danan. Have a look at this.
I'm Paul Danan. Welcome to Story on the Side with a tale of two twisted lovers. You see, falling in love is never easy to do. But Ben fell for Roxanne right out of the blue.
I love him.
I love you.
Hearing her voice and seeing her smile, it sent poor Ben crazy and made him go wild.
My eyes light up when a girl walks in the room.
Roxanne likes the attention, you see. She's always happy to play, like a kid in a candy store. Ben can't keep away. As she shows off to the cameras, Ben gets lost in her eyes.
You can fall into them bad boys, I promise you.
You might not get out alive.
We're like brother and sister who just flirt and fraternise.
All day long, innit?
But Roxanne is spoken for. Her fiancé awaits. Lee, if you're watching, her and Ben are just mates.
OK, cool. That's all.
The course of true love, it never runs smooth, as all became clear in the confession booth.
I'm going to be a dad at the end of the year.
Ben has a baby. Jermaine slept with a friend's wife.
I was young. I was reckless. It just happened.
He loves playing away and enjoys the wildlife, like me. Chloe's feline impression had Jermaine on his knees. But Jermaine's got a wife and she won't be too pleased, man.
I can't say it's well done, but it's not.
It's never that easy finding love in the house when the world's at home watching and one is your spouse. Will Jermaine keep on bantering? Will Ben find a new bride? All that I'm sure will be answered on our next Story on the Side.
A big thank you to the lovely Paul Danan. We love you. Right, coming up after the break. Oh, quiet, please. The bell's for me, not for you, yeah? How are the celebrity housemates getting on as we hit half-term? Who's top of the class and who has got room for improvement? We're going to be assessing the class of 2018 very, very shortly. But first, your voice has never mattered more. So, who goes on Friday?
They decide!
They decide. Here's all the info you need. This week, you have the power to take part in the People's Nomination. Head to the Big Brother website or download the Big Brother app from the App Store or Play Store to vote for your favourite housemate. The two housemates with the fewest votes will be announced on Friday's eviction show, when their fellow housemates will choose who to evict live. Who goes? They decide. For full terms and conditions, go to the Big Brother website. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Now, hush up, class, please, because we're about to watch a video now. And Dan's got some harsh words for Hardeep. Listen carefully, though, as there will be questions at the end.
I got asked to count the people that had come in. Then I got to one and he was like, no, wait, shush. And then I was like, no, wait, I'm doing this. And he was like, said something and went, so bless. Like that, like, shut up, you mug.
Like bless.
I like him a lot, but you can't keep snapping at people. I ain't even no one talk to me like a dickhead in here.
Here she
no
is.
chance, mate.
Here she
you can't,
is.
can you? What the fuck?
Shut up, you mug.
You can't though, man. I won't let someone do it out of here, so why are you going to do it in here? OK, sorry. You can't, can you?
Oh, it's all getting a little bit chatty in there, Narinda. What are we
I
making
think
of that?
Dan was being a bit of a bitch there, wasn't he?
Do you think he was?
Yeah, I think he was being a bit nasty because he was sticking up for Hardeep before. And I know we're not in the house, and maybe Hardeep is snapping, but I think they're all a little bit threatened by him because he's clever and they're not.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think they're all a bit they're a bit dumb.
Oh, well, she
and
went
he's
there.
super bright.
She went there.
And they just go for him.
Stephen, what about you?
I don't know.
You love him because you fancy him.
I do fancy Dad. I do. But my EL's here, so let's not discuss that. And I don't know. I feel like with Hardeep, he's kind of like, if you're in that house, and for me, he was all like, you know, this is gross, that's gross, while his arse crack is hanking out.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of gross. I mean, sometimes I call it gay cleavage, but not tonight.
What are you lot thinking of the Dan and Hardeep? It was only, what, a week ago, a few days ago, that they were sort of comforting each other in the garden? What are we making of that? Oh, you're pulling a face. I'm going to come over.
No, because...
Or is that just your face? Oh, it don't matter. Sorry, guys, hush up, please. Give me my hat. It is half-term, ladies and gentlemen, in the celebrity Big... Oh, that's right in my face. Big Brother house. But who is flying high as head boy or head girl, and who is firmly bottom of the class? We're going to be talking about each housemate, and when the time's up, we'll hear this sound. And we will move on. So let's start with our soap star, Roxanne. Halfway mark here, what are we making of Roxanne?
Roxanne, do you know what? I really liked her in the VT, but she's a completely different person, and I think she's playing up to the cameras, and she's an actor, and she's acting, and so she just needs to be herself, because it's irritating me.
Narinder?
Oh, I think she's very pretty, bit fake, but she's a bit over the top. But I think she's secretly in love with Ben, and I think she wants to shag him.
Really?
Yes!
Oh, Stephen?
I think she still thinks she's on Emmerdale. She'll do anything for a storyline. Do you know what I mean? It's been a
Chloe,
while.
you don't agree? You think Roxanne's really
I have to disagree.
genuine?
I think she's the most genuine person I've ever met. I've
Really?
had so many conversations. I don't know what I would do without her in the house.
What's the housemates' consensus of her in there?
Some people find her annoying, like the way she's always acting with Ben, but then that's just her being herself, and she wants to like stay to her normal life, and that's just amazing, I think.
Fair point. What do you make of Roxanne? What are we thinking? Sorry, we're going to move on now. Let's move on to Nick Leeson, our Big Brother banker. Chloe, let's start with you, Nick.
Honestly, he's not a favourite of mine. I think he's a bit boring.
Think he's a bit boring?
Yeah, I don't know why he went on the show, if I'm honest.
OK, well, I think we all know why everyone goes on this show. It's all about the dollar. Stephen, what about you, Nick?
I think he's boring as well. I keep going back to that egg thing. Do you know when Natalie kicked off about the eggs, and then, like, what happened was he kind of stirred the pot, he whisked the eggs, sent her off after Hardeep, and then was like, oh, it wasn't just Hardeep. I don't know, I think he's a massive pussy.
Narinder?
I think Nick, considering he brought down a bank for £800 million, judges everyone so badly.
You think he's judgy?
He's judgy. He's such a little judgy, looking down at people. Oh, she's this, she's that. And his wife would kill him if he flirted with anyone. But my God, Nick, you nicked £800 million.
Oh, we're out of time. Let's move on to our resident American, Kirstie Alley. Hi, I'm Kirstie Alley. Yeah, what are we making of Kirstie?
I think she's great. I think she's the most genuine, and she shows just a normal person. You know, she goes through her emotions. She's up sometimes, she's down sometimes. She criticises, and then she loves as well. And so I think she's the most genuine in the house.
You think she's the most genuine, Narinder?
I can't forgive the Trump supporting and how she feels about black Americans. I can't forgive it. I love it, and I want to really like it. I want it to win. No.
That aside, in the house, as a housemate...
Okay.
No, I totally get it, and everyone's got their opinion, and I'm not taking that away
But
from you in the
house, I think
slightest.
she's amazing. She's the one who's played the game. She's very genuine. I think she's lovely.
You think she's genuine in there?
Yeah, completely. But I think
Stephen?
she can afford to be. She's got nothing to prove. She's
Exactly.
a
Well,
Hollywood
this is the
actress.
thing. We say this
so
about
I think,
Hollywood
I'm sorry,
actresses.
she's got the safest bet.
Oh, Narinder! Right, let's talk about class clown Ben. Stephen, Ben?
I'm kind of over Ben. I really don't know what he's doing here. Like, I just don't get him at all. Like, I find him really boring.
Yeah, nothing.
Do you know what? Like, he's just nothing. He's just nothing.
Chloe, what are you making of Ben?
Ben is like full of energy, so hyperactive all the time, even early in the morning. Just never.
You're lying.
I honestly think he'll win.
You think he can win it? What are we making of Ben?
No. He's like a wind-up toy. It just won't stop, and it's like, come on, we're bored, move.
Who likes Ben here?
I like Ben.
Oh, you like... Oh, yeah, go on.
I think he's just like a lost puppy. He's just like, he doesn't know what to do with himself, but I feel like he is genuine, and he's just an excited character that's never really, like, found his place because he is just so crazy.
Oh, yeah, be quiet, please. The bell's for me, not for you. Let's move on to Sally. She probably knows we're talking about her. Chloe, Sally.
She's very good at what she does.
She has a
made
gift. She has a gift.
Everyone in that house cry. Everyone.
And in a good
Everyone
way, I
should
mean,
read
with the
it.
reading.
She's
She
so
wasn't
accurate,
rude.
and when you think about how accurate she is, it just makes you burst into tears. Like, you just can't help it.
Do you like her as a person?
As a person, I didn't really connect with her that much, if I'm honest. I didn't talk to her.
She connected with you. Yeah.
It's because you're not vulgar. Stephen, Sally.
I don't know about Sally. I really do feel like, I mean, no offence to you, but like between Hardeep and Chloe, I would have said Chloe because Hardeep's annoying, so of course we're going to keep him in. I feel like I'm ready to see you connect to the spirits, babe.
Narinder?
Boring. Sally is lovely and I like her, but boring. What's she bringing to the show? Hardeep's bringing something to the show.
Who likes Sally? Who likes Sally?
Boring!
No! Right, let's move on to our naughty boy, Jermaine. Jermaine, anyone got anything to say about Jermaine? I'm coming up here with the upside-down fingers.
Oh, hello.
Hello, darling. We're on the telly. You
No, don't like him.
Not a fan of it. Who is a fan of Jermaine? Anyone? I'm trying to be as impartial. You like him? Go on, mate.
Jermaine, I think people just put it's like a stereotype. All footballers are not the same. He's not playing a game. He's being genuine. He's got a feeling for Chloe. What's the problem? It doesn't matter. They've got a relationship where they've got an open relationship. It's an open relationship.
I think he has been the most honest. He's the one in the confession room. He's been honest. He's dug his own grave. He's been honest.
He wasn't honest to Chloe.
He's being honest.
He's
He's saying his feeling. He's got an open relationship. If he was to go in the Big Brother house, his wife should have said, "Don't go in there." He likes Chloe.
Put attention for all of you. Let's talk about Ryan. Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Oh, I don't know. Nah, he just needs to just to laugh, simmer down a little bit, and just. Yeah, I wanted to believe he was great, and I still haven't made up my mind because I just think he needs to stop laughing at everything and just start, be
a bit more him.
Yeah, just use your words. And
Use
then laugh.
your words.
And maybe,
Very good advice there from Narinder.
I just think, oh my God, Ryan, you're such a cute face, and you're laughing and laughing and laughing at everything. It's so annoying. Get out.
You're not a fan. Who
Just
likes
get out.
Ryan? Do either of you two
You
love Ryan?
fancy him. You
Well,
said you would
I
fancy
do.
him.
I fancy him, and I would have sex with him, and I really like. And I really.
Not in this class.
Listen, I told you that confidentially. And I really like Jason Grimshaw. Okay, but I do not like Ryan.
Oh, be quiet. Let's move on to Dan Osborne. He said he wants to be the last one out of the house. Chloe, do you think he could be?
I personally believe he's really honest. He's always said he's a married man, unlike some people in the house.
Oh, shade! So you think he's a good guy?
Yeah, he's a typical family man. Really
Anyone
nice.
think he's not a good guy?
He's just boring.
You think he's boring? Why do you think he's boring?
Because he doesn't really... He's just too honest. He's not bringing any drama.
You don't think he's bringing any
spice it up a
drama?
bit, yeah.
Narinder, is he bringing enough drama for you?
He's got such a great body, and I would like to lick it, but...
What is this? Not in my class, please.
I'm married, but I haven't got my ring on.
Oh, all right, calm yourself.
But he's boring, and there's nothing to him. And he's... Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I just feel like, do you remember when he wore that T-shirt that his kids made with the handprints that said, "Dad, I slipped off my chair."
Right, let's move on. Let's talk about Gabby. Eyal, you've shared an experience before.
No,
not like that. They've done the same show, just different years.
No, I know Gabby. She's a friend of mine. I think she's at first it was a bit of a rocky start for her, but I think she's being genuine and true to herself. And I know that she's a nice girl, and she's there for people, and she goes and comforts them. And I think that's a really
Why
nice.
am I getting some hums behind me?
Uh-oh.
She was way wrong to Chloe. She had 24 hours to tell her Jermaine was married.
Chloe, what do you think of this?
But Jermaine should tell
I
her.
think she was doing it to protect me in a way when I
think
was
it
so
was a
nervous about
protection?
coming out after what Jermaine had just told me. If she told me that, I probably would have fainted. So I just think that she was doing it to
So
protect
there's
me.
no hard feeling. Oh, my hat's gone.
No.
There's no hard feelings there.
No, I love her. She always had my back in the house, and I believe she's genuine.
All right, less of that. Finally, Survivor Hardeep. Narinder, what are we making of him?
Hardeep!
Am I taking that you're a fan?
I am, other than his bum crack and the hair and the farting and the burping. Let's put that all to a side. I think he's intelligent. His argument is always correct. He always sticks up for himself right. I know he gets a bit huffy, but I think he's interesting. He's the only thing going in that house.
You think he's
Everyone
very
else is so boring.
interesting?
Yes.
Stephen?
I find him so boring.
It's 'cause you
from
don't
the
fancy
media.
him.
It's
You
not
go by
because I don't
looks.
fancy him. I don't go for. I
You
don't care
do.
what he looks like, but he's doing nothing interesting.
He says his bit.
fighting with
He says his
everyone.
bit, and he goes for a nap. That I think is classic.
But it's
fair
better than
play,
saying
mate.
nothing and going for a
Yeah,
nap.
no, I'd like it.
Okay, quiet down, please. Very quickly down the panel. Eyal, who would you like to see out of the house?
Oh, Jermaine.
Jermaine, Narinder?
Jermaine.
Stephen?
Jermaine.
Chloe?
Jermaine.
What about you guys?
Jermaine.
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 Jermaine. Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Jermaine. Jermaine. Nick.
Jermaine and Sally. Jermaine.
Nick.
What about you lot? I've called my hat as well. That's all I've got time for tonight. A massive thank you to my brilliant panel, my audience, but most of all, you lot at home for watching the show. Tomorrow I'm joined by comedian James Barr. Paris Leeds is going to be here. Nicola McLean, plus Radio Ryland makes its return to the airwaves. And Natalie Nunn, who's never seen her before. Until then, night-night.